I'm asked upon occasion, and often it's by parents of a son or daughters in an MBA program, what industry should you go into? And my clear answer to that is get rid of mold and basements, but I'll come back to that. Quite seriously, if you read the management books, including mine, you would honest to gosh believe that there were only two industries, information technology and biotechnology, and you would only believe there was one company on earth, General Electric. Well, the essence of the economy, our giant economy, anybody's economy, is really shockingly interesting people who often do very dull things. I'm desperately in love with two guys, and I'll tell you their story real quickly. There's a guy by the name of Jim Penman. He was in the midst of studying for a PhD, had no money. He was very good at mowing lawns or enjoyed it. So he started a little company called Jim's Mowing, despite the fact that he was pursuing a PhD in cross-cultural anthropology. Jim's Mowing today is called Jim's Group. It has 2,700 franchises in Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and the United Kingdom. It is ingenious for today's world where many families have two busy professionals. He does all the stuff that busy professionals don't have time to do. For example, among his 2,700 franchises is a whole set of franchises which is Jim's Dog Walking. And he has Jim's Dog Washing, and he has Jim's Driving School, and stuff. But it's a wonderful company. It has wonderful people practices. It has insanely strict customer service practices. I'm not sure whether Jim's my favorite person in the world or whether it's Larry Janeski. Larry is out of Seymour, Connecticut, and he is the guy who runs Basement Systems Inc. If you have a basement, a lot of people don't, a lot of countries don't. Basements fill with mold. You can't store things in them. You can't turn them into a family room, and the mold makes you sick. Well, Larry takes care of all that stuff. Basement Systems Inc., the magic mold guys, last time I saw a $60 million business growing at 20% a year and incredibly profitable. I only have one problem with Larry, and that is he wrote a book on this called Dry Basement Science, and that's okay too, except that it outsold my last book, and that really annoys the hell out of me. Which, brings me back to this original point. Years ago, there was a book called The Millionaire Next Door, and I don't know why, but I paid no attention to it whatsoever. Getting to know Larry and getting to know Jim kind of brought me back to it. So who the heck are these people? Who are these people who really are the essence of the economy, who are not Jack Welch of GE or Ted Turner of CNN? Well, let me tell you what The Millionaire Next Door says about the real people who run the economy. Lived in the same town their entire life. First generation that's wealthy, had no parental support at all, don't look like millionaires, don't dress like millionaires, don't eat like millionaires, don't act like millionaires, and most of their businesses, to quote the author, are in businesses that could be called dull. And so you want to know what you ought to do when you grow up? Why don't you get into the dog walking business? Why don't you clean mold out of basements? Which is to say anything, in fact, which even the stuff that sounds the most dull can be seriously cool, seriously fun, and seriously profitable.